Welcome to Kaleidoscope S4IG. Let's talk. Incidences of cancer have doubled in Sri Lanka in the last 25 years, and with breast cancer being one of the most common cancers and the most common in Sri Lanka, we can see that the numbers are increasing. The world over, 7.8 million women were diagnosed with breast cancer as of 2020. That's in the past 5 years. And by 2040, over 3 million new cases and over 1 million deaths a year are forecast. Being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, today we are having a chat with Chitrika De Mel, who was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2006 and underwent a mastectomy, chemotherapy and radiation treatment. And our focus today is on the impact the diagnosis had on her family and on her. Welcome, Chitrika, to our program Kaleidoscope. Now, just let me take you back down memory lane. What was it like being told you have cancer?
I had mixed feelings because when we went, but of course we were put at ease when we went and met the oncologist, and he told me exactly what my journey would be, and it eased the pain and the psychological effect it had when I was diagnosed with the cancer, but it all eased after we met with him.
So you had a mastectomy and you lost your hair, both symbols of the feminine self, if you'd like to call it that. How did you come to terms with that?
I would say I would go to the second painful thing I had to go through with losing my hair. That was far more painful than the mastectomy itself, because I did have pain because I couldn't use my left hand much initially. But with the first dose of chemo and 2 weeks thereafter, I lost my whole head of hair, and that was what really hurt a lot, because I mean, any woman, for her hair is the most important part of herself. So, but later on I became positive and I thought, no, this is part of my journey and it will end. It was only a temporary setback. Chemotherapy was very tough because I had 8 cycles, and the cycles were once in 3 weeks. So by the time you've got over the dose you've had, you lose your appetite, and even drinking some water it used to be very nauseous. So by the time you were able to pick up and be able to eat, you have to go for your next cycle. So it was difficult, but I always had a very positive mindset.
So for a person having cancer, what is most needed from their family at that point of time?
It was not the end of the road for me. And I knew that if I followed what my oncologist said, and I kept to the times he asked me to come and do my tests, because it's a continuous journey having to do your tests, the scans and the mammograms. And my husband was with me throughout my difficult times as well, and also extended family.
You know, unless cancer hits you, you really don't know what it feels like. What are the key things you feel that we need to be aware of?
Early detection can save lives. So with the early detection, the program called TLC, which is touch, look, check. So it's where we tell people, all ladies over 20 years of age, it's just once a month a check where you do your touch, look, check, and it doesn't take you even 10 minutes to do that. And that is once you have finished your monthly period, the cycle, a week after, you do your TLC.
So Sri Lanka does not have a good support system for those diagnosed with cancer. Now, what happens if a patient is diagnosed with cancer but doesn't have a family that supports them? Where do they turn to?
Especially in the outskirts. I mean, there are lots of cases, people who come to Indira Cancer Trust saying that, you know, they've been rejected by their husbands or their families. They don't even step out of the house. They don't go to a temple or a church. Or, I mean, sometimes it's very sad when you hear their stories, but there are people they can reach out to. I mean, even the hospitals have their counseling units, and we at the Indira Cancer Trust have a counseling unit, and due to the setback with COVID, we do it on the phone. So if there is anybody who wants to reach out to a counselor and find out or speak to any one of us, we are always available for any of their needs.
So Chitrika, while the incidences are increasing, I feel the awareness part is still at almost stagnant. So let's hope that what you're doing will actually take the message out at least to some people and make a difference to their lives. Thank you so much.
Thank